किए हुए हैं और परम मूर्धन विद्वान और हमारे सबके वरिष्ठ वैद्य आचार्य ताराचंद शर्मा साहब का हमें आज आशीर्वचन मिलने की लिए उनकी उपस्थिति हमें बहुत ही प्रफुल्लित कर रही है। साथ में निश्चित रूप से जो विषय वस्तु है वो देखा जाए तो हम सब लोगों के लिए सीखने का है। हमारे गेस्ट स्पीकर हमें मार्गदर्शन करेंगे, हमको ज्ञानवान बनाएंगे, क्योंकि विषय ऐसा है कि ये शब्द प्रचलन में अभी आया, काम इस पर हमेशा से होता रहा है। इसकी उपयोगिता प्रैक्टिकली हमेशा रही है। जब हम बात करते हैं प्रत्यायन की या एक्रीडिटेशन की, तो आप ये मान के लिए पुराने जमाने से लेकर अभी तक, जब CCIM शायद वो भी नहीं थी, तभी भी एक पाठ्यक्रम हुआ करता था, उसको पढ़ाया जाता था। उसके बाद उसका रजिस्ट्रेशन हो जाता था सेंट्रल बॉडी से हो गया या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से हो गया, इंडियन मेडिसिन बोर्ड से हो गया। लेकिन उस कॉलेज की साज सज्जा, उस कॉलेज का स्टेटस, स्टैंडर्ड और वो जिस यूनिवर्सिटी से, पहले बोर्ड था, जिस यूनिवर्सिटी से वो पाठ्यक्रम जुड़ा हुआ है, उस यूनिवर्सिटी का स्टेटस क्या है और उस यूनिवर्सिटी उस कॉलेज विशेष को एक्रेडिटेशन के नाम पर A1 A क्या क्या है वो नहीं है। और यही क्रम स्टेट लेवल पर, फिर नेशनल लेवल पर और वर्ल्ड लेवल पे चलता है। अक्सर आप देखते होंगे कि IIT दिल्ली का स्थान यहाँ पहुंच गया या BHU का स्थान यहाँ पहुंच गया या अब की बार फर्स्ट 10 में नहीं आया। IIM की पोजीशन क्या है, IIIM की क्या पोजीशन है। तो ये जो एक्रेडिटेशन का है, ये एक प्रतिस्पर्धात्मक भाव भी रखता है। यार हम में कोई कमी है तो हम अगले आकलन के वर्ष में इतना बढ़िया कर ले जाएं कि हम पहले से मेरी स्थिति गुणवत्ता के आधार पर ऊंची हो जाए। तो आज हमारे जो अतिथि हैं, आदरणीय हमारे आचार्य जी ताराचंद साहब हैं और हमारे वेंकटेश्वर साहब जो CEO इसके NABL के, मतलब एक कहना चाहिए मास्टरपीस आदमी है। और शायद इनसे हमें सुन के हमारे बहुत सारे सेक्टर्स जो है वो खुलेंगे कि हमारी कितनी मिथ है और कितनी वास्तविकता है। क्योंकि आप जान रहे हैं, आज ही अखबार टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया कह रहा है कि करीब 100 या कितने मेडिकल कॉलेजेस को ग्रीन सिग्नल मिला है और पूरे भारत में MBBS की सीट 1 लाख ऊपर हो जाएंगी और 702 मेडिकल कॉलेजेस हो जाएंगे। ऐसे ही एक दौड़ हमारे आयुर्वेदिक कॉलेजेस, होम्योपैथिक कॉलेजेस में चलती है। तो इस दौड़ में गुणवत्ता बनी रहे, इसके लिए आप लोग असली कर्णधार हैं, असली मॉनिटर्स हैं, असली एम्पायर्स हैं। और आपके द्वारा दिया जाने वाला श्रेणी उन माँ बाप, उन माता पिता को एक रास्ता दिखाता है कि हमें किस स्कूल में, किस कॉलेज में बच्चों को एडमिशन दिलाना चाहिए। या यही चीज हमारे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में, औषध में भी आती है, वहां भी QCI की बात ही है। तो आज हम लोग बहुत कुछ सुनने जा रहे हैं, कुछ इनिशियल शब्दों में, क्योंकि मुझे इस फील्ड का बहुत ज्यादा ज्ञान नहीं है, सुना समझा बहुत है। तो आप लोगों से आज आशीर्वाद मिलेगा, बड़ी खुशी होगी। आप लोगों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। नमस्कार। ओवर टू पवन शर्मा जी। नमस्कार।
Thank you, sir. I welcome Dr. Vandana Baralwar from USA. Welcome वंदना जी, आज जुड़ी हैं, बहुत अच्छा लगा। मैं
थैंक यू सर। नमस्कार।
नमस्कार मैडम, नमस्कार। वेलकम मैडम। तो आज सर ने तो कॉलेज की बात की, कॉलेज से ऊपर उठ के मैं तो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में था सर 3 डिकेड्स। तो वहाँ NABL NABH में तो मेरा सपना है कि हर आयुर्वेदिक कॉलेज का लेबोरेटरी NABL हो और हॉस्पिटल NABH हो, क्योंकि जब तक NABH नहीं होता तब तक ना इंश्योरेंस मिलता, ना मेडिक्लेम मिलता और ना पेशेंटों की भीड़ लगती। मेरा एक ड्रीम है कि हर आयुर्वेदिक कॉलेज में, चाहे वो प्राइवेट हो चाहे वो मीन्स गवर्नमेंट का हो, भीड़ लगी रहे रोगियों की, जिससे हमारे बच्चों को सीखने को मिले। मैं ज्यादा व्यक्त न करते हुए अपनी भावनाएं आदरणीय गुरुदेव ताराचंद शर्मा जी को वेबिनार के उद्घाटन के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं। वो प्रेसिडेंट हैं राष्ट्रीय आयुर्वेद विद्यापीठ के, जो हमारे आयुर्वेद के शॉर्ट टर्म कोर्सेज को एक्रेडिटेट करने के लिए वर्ल्ड वाइड नोडल एजेंसी है। अभी रिसेंटली ये डिक्लेयर हुआ, ATAB करके वहां बोर्ड बना और उसके प्रेसिडेंट हैं हमारे साथ आदरणीय ताराचंद शर्मा जी, जो प्रख्यात लेखक हैं, बहुत बुजुर्ग हैं और आज भी वो इतने एक्टिव हैं कि हमको उनसे प्रेरणा मिलती है। मैं आदरणीय वैद्य ताराचंद शर्मा जी को उद्घाटन हेतु आमंत्रित करता हूं, सादर निमंत्रित करता हूं। आदरणीय वैद्य ताराचंद शर्मा जी।
नमस्कार।
नमस्कार।
जय हो पंडित जी, नमस्कार। ताराचंद जी की जय हो। नमस्कार नमस्कार। ऐसा है कि आज ही एक अग्निकर्म पे और राष्ट्रीय आयुर्वेद विद्यापीठ में 2 दिन का एक कार्यशाला थी। तो उसमें डॉक्टर वंदना ने इसके बारे में बताया कि कितनी तो आयुर्वेद के जो कोर्स चल रहे हैं वो विदेशों में है, कितने हमारे देश में, लेकिन एक्रेडिटेशन नहीं है। वो इससे जुड़ना जरूरी है, तब उनकी मान्यता होगी। वहीं डॉक्टर राकेश शर्मा जी थे, वो CCIMS के आयोग के डायरेक्टर जो है, उन्होंने कहा हमने भी एक्रेडिटेशन के लिए किया है, तो आपने ये बड़ा कोर्स उठाना प्रश्न किया है और आपने उठाया भी है और आप इसके लिए तैयार भी हैं। तो हम चाहते हैं कि जैसा कि इन्होंने पवन जी ने बताया भी कि जितने कॉलेज हैं, जितने इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं, उनको यदि NABH का हो तो जनता को भी लाभ मिले और वैद्यों को भी लाभ मिले और लोग ज्यादा से ज्यादा आयुर्वेद के आकर्षित हों। तो आपने ये अच्छा विषय लिया है और हम इसकी आपकी प्रशंसा करते हैं कि ये आज पहले नहीं था, लेकिन अब चारों तरफ इस एक्रेडिटेशन के लिए लोग लालायित हैं कि हमारे छोटे छोटे संस्थान है वो भी इससे जुड़े और उनका लाभ लोगों को मिले। तो इसके लिए हम आपके बहुत बहुत साधुवाद देते हैं आपको कि आपने ये काम उठाया। बाकी वैसे तो CCIM ये आयोग कर रहा है और वंदना जी ने भी राष्ट्रीय आयुर्वेद विद्यापीठ से इस कार्य को आगे लिया है। तो आज उनका अगर उसके डाटा मंगाने हो तो आप वंदना जी से आप ले लीजिए। उन्होंने सारा इकट्ठा किया है आयुष विभाग की तरफ से, आयुष मंत्रालय की तरफ से, तो उनके पास सारे विश्व का और भारत का डाटा है। और वंदना जी तो पहले NABH की डायरेक्टर भी रही है, तो उनको सारा ख्याल है। तो ये आपने जो कार्य लिया है और इसके ऊपर जो वेबिनार हो रही है उनका आपको बार बार साधुवाद देता हूँ। और हमसे जो होगा, हमसे जो सहायता लेनी हो, कभी लेक्चर हो तो तैयार है हम, क्योंकि आयुर्वेद से जुड़े, आयुर्वेद के लिए है और आप इसके लिए कार्य कर रहे हैं। तो हमें तो बड़ी प्रसन्नता है कि ये कार्य आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं। इससे लोगों का रजिस्ट्रेशन हो जाएगा। और CCIM ने एक और बात बताई है कि जितने भी वैद्य हैं वो एक उन्होंने वेबसाइट डाली है, उसके ऊपर यदि आप अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन, फोटो और ID प्रूफ देंगे तो उनको वहां रजिस्ट्रेशन हो जाएगा। और विश्व में कहीं भी औषधि भेजेंगे तो वो एक रजिस्टर्ड हो जाएंगे, उनको किसी तरह का वो नुकसान नहीं उठाना पड़ेगा, या कोई ये नहीं कहेंगे जी आप रजिस्टर्ड नहीं है आपकी दवाई नहीं जाएगी। तो उन्होंने कम से कम भी 2.5 लाख लोगों को जोड़ने का प्रयत्न कर रहे हैं। तो आपसे भी हम आयोग से आप ले लीजिए वेबसाइट, तो उससे पता लग जाएगा कि वैद्यों को रजिस्ट्रेशन के साथ ऑनलाइन कैसे जुड़ना है। और बाकी ये जो आज का जो लेक्चर है इसके ऊपर बात करिए। बाकी वहाँ उन्होंने जो डाटा निकाला है उन डाटा को भी आप वहाँ से मंगाइए, ताकि अच्छा होगा कि दोनों का मिलकर के काम आगे बढ़ेगा और एक्रेडिटेशन के लिए ये एक अच्छा मार्ग होगा। धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत आभार गुरुदेव, आपका बहुत बहुत आभार। आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा। मैंने इसी की कड़ी में 15 तारीख को आयुर्वेद के कोर्सेज के एक्रेडिटेशन के लिए वंदना जी को निमंत्रित किया है। आप भी निमंत्रित हैं। आपके उद्घाटन से बात आगे शुरू होगी 15 तारीख को 4 बजे के लगभग। उन्होंने 4 बजे का समय दिया है वंदना जी ने। तो आज लेकिन एक बड़ा जो सपना बोल रहा था गुरुदेव कि हर आयुर्वेदिक कॉलेज में एक लेबोरेटरी है, क्वालिटी कंट्रोल लेबोरेटरी। हर इंडस्ट्री में एक क्वालिटी कंट्रोल लेबोरेटरी है। 10,000 इंडस्ट्री है और 500 आयुर्वेदिक कॉलेज है। मैं मेडिकल कॉलेजों की बात नहीं कर रहा या डेंटल की बात नहीं कर रहा, लेकिन फार्मा कॉलेज हमसे ज्यादा है। तो इन सबकी लैब यदि NABL एक्रेडिटेटेड हो और इन सबके हॉस्पिटल यदि NABH एक्रेडिटेटेड हो तो हमारे आयुर्वेद का स्वरूप बदल जाएगा गुरुदेव। आज UGC चाहती है हर आयुर्वेद के, जी सर, हर आयुर्वेद के कॉलेज में UGC चाहती है कि वी शुड एस्टेब्लिश a well-developed research and quality control laboratory. And that must be accredited with NABL, and the hospitals to invite patients for reimbursement, for Mediclaim, for insurance, whatever the Heal by India, Heal in India. So many attractive offers are there from government. So we must try to means accredited every laboratory, every hospital of our India, not only Ayurvedic College of India. And for that, I'm really fortunate. We are fortunate that we have N. Venkateshwaranji. N. Venkateshwaranji is recommended by our beloved Anil Johri ji. Anil Johri ji is also our pillar of AYUSH Samriddhi. So I would like to introduce N. Venkateshwaranji. He is a mechanical engineer from Madurai, Kamaraj University, and completed MS in quality management for BITS, Pilani. 29 years experience, 9 years in industry like me, and 20 years in NABL. Salute you dear. He has extensive knowledge and experience in the field of accreditation, proficiency testing providers, and reference material producers. He is faculty for training of international standards like ISO, IEC, numbers are there, so many standards. He is member of Executive Committee of Asia Pacific Accreditation Corporation, APAC, and also a member in various APAC technical committees. He is also a member of ISO working groups for again numbers. Really your expertise cannot be explained within 2 minutes. As an APAC, ILAC evaluator, he has participated in the evaluation of other accreditation bodies like IA Japan, HKS Hong Kong, Standards Malaysia, PJLA USA, SNSS South Africa. So without wasting much time, we are eager to listen to you. Today, time is yours, no time limit. Kindly guide us for everything what you want. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This
Namaskar.
will be live on YouTube and link will be circulated immediately. So we can circulate link for YouTube. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Very good evening to everybody. Respected Acharya Vaidya Tarachand Sharma ji, respected Professor Pawan Kumar Sharma sir, respected Professor Vishnu Sharma ji, respected Professor Vineet Kumar Agnihotri sir, other dignitaries. First, pranam, namaskar. I'm really very much happy that I am there in this particular August gathering. And now when I'm thinking about myself, I'm very, very, very small or a tiny person when comparing to all of you from the very great knowledgeable community. I would like to share a small thing what I am knowing about this accreditation. And I hope that it will really benefit, or it will give you a kind of a little bit of enhancement of knowledge. I will not definitely I assure you that I will definitely not bore you by telling some definitions or something like that. I'll try to make you understand what is that it is small piece of thing known to me. Moment accreditation, when we are talking, the one word or one liner what it can get replaced is competency. We tell accreditation for competency, like how we tell for quality satisfaction is the word what we tell. Similarly, for accreditation, we can tell it as competency. But otherwise, there is a definition for that which tells that it is a third party attestation for a particular scope where the competency is being ensured. So having said the competency, what is competency and how that is getting fit for our normal day-to-day course of actions, what we are doing. So competency comes along with a confidence or a trust. If something is competent enough, or if a test results, the test results are reliable, and we are able to have the confidence on that. So then we tell that, yes, this particular laboratory is an accredited laboratory. For giving an accreditation also, you need to have an organization which is a compliant organization to a international standard. As an accreditation body, we follow ISO IEC 17011 standard. So that's the one of the number what he was telling about. First, let me give an introduction or a history about accreditation in our country. Then I will tell about the international, how it is there. And then I will bring out towards how present status, what it is, whether it is for this field, Ayurveda, Pharma, or for any other field. In India, in 1975, that's the year what is being told. So that point of time, when a US or European delegation came to India, so they were looking for about quality. At that point of time, the government gave that task to Department of Science and Technology, and it took around 5 years time to develop a kind of scheme. That time the scheme got developed as NCTCF, National Coordination Facilities for Testing and Calibration Facilities. That is the original name. NCTCF was the scheme which has been done in Department of Science and Technology. So in 1982, this program got started. At that point of time, they thought that the testing laboratories, whatever it is there in the country, and the calibration laboratories, what is there in existence, those are all the backbone of any product what is coming out. A testing needs to be carried out to ensure the product what it is there is of correct specification what we wanted to do. To support that, there can be an equipment which we are using it for doing the testing. Whether that equipment itself is okay or not okay, how will we come to know? So for that, there is a master which is being compared with that. So we tell it as calibration. For calibration, the organization which is a primary in our country is National Physical Laboratory, which we call them as National Metrology Institute of the country. So that is being set up. They do for every basics, there are basically 7 SI units. They realize all the 7 SI units. The facility set up in NPL, it takes care of realization of all 7 SI units. All are primary methods. For example, time. If we wanted to know what the time we are saying, is it right or wrong? So that's been calibrated with the clock what is there in NPL. They have the CCM clock which can read up to 0.00 seconds. I mean, at a milliseconds level, they can read it. From that, it gets disseminated down the line. So for a traceability purpose, they thought this accreditation body, an organization, can accredit a laboratory which will disseminate the SI units system of measurement from primary, that is NPL, till the secondary, tertiary to the industry level. So that's the calibration hierarchy or metrological traceability hierarchy. So having said this, an accreditation body plays a role to disseminate these things down the line. That's the start for NABL to be in picture. So the NCTCF program was happening. Calibration wing was getting operated from NMI, that is National Physical Laboratory, and DST was doing this testing activities. Those time, government laboratories were being approached and told to take an accreditation. So organization like BHEL and then CPRA, National Test House, they all have come forward. CSAR labs, they have come forward for accreditation. And the accreditation system works like the experts from different fields are being taken from centrally from all the particular state, and they are being trained. They will be given a training how to do an assessment. Assessment and audits are a little bit different, even though the meaning is same. Assessment is assessing the competency. They will be given a sample to do the work. So the assessor used to stand there, watch whether they are able to take the sample and do the testing part and give a correct result or not. So that's the process that is being done. Same way for calibration, they give an artifact to do the calibration in front of the assessor. The laboratory person used to do the work and return back that artifact. So if they are able to disseminate it, they have been told that yes, you are competent enough to do it. So the competency is for particular scope, what exactly they can do. If they are for time, only for time. If they are for length, then it is for length. It is something like that. And this accreditation body, NCTCF, was working till 1992, where NABL got the name National Accreditation Board for Testing and Calibration Laboratories. That's the name given to NABL in 1993. During 1990, the liberalization was there. Again, there was a EU delegations when they visited. Again, there was a point or a paragraph regarding quality infrastructure. So at that point of time, our National Physical Laboratory, National Metrology Institute is in place. Bureau of Indian Standard, the standards body is another in place, and an accreditation body for laboratory segment, it was there, that is NABL. During that time, the Quality Council of India was being set up. So the government has made QCI. At that point of time, National Accreditation Board for certification bodies have been introduced. So they told that we need to have a certification body. So there are two particular things in India. One is about NABL, where we do accreditation for testing laboratory, calibration laboratory. In the testing laboratory, medical testing laboratory also plays a role. Apart from that, very recently we added this proficiency testing provider and reference metal producer. The other side, NABCB, National Accreditation Board for certification bodies, they grant accreditation to certification bodies. Certification bodies work is to check the compliance part for the industry. Like for example, management system, it's a very popular standard, ISO 9001. So the industry complies to ISO 9001. A certification body goes there, checks the compliance part there, and they certify it. So once whatever the certification is being done, whether that process competently they are doing it or not is being checked by NABCB, which is an accreditation body. So there are two terminology. One is accreditation, another one is certification. Accreditation deals about competency, certification deals about compliance. So compliance standards are for particular management system standards where they will tell or where they will verify what they are doing is okay or not okay. But in competency or accreditation, they assess whether it is being done rightly or not. Now, for an accreditation body, they do an evaluation or equivalence between country to country. So this is for an understanding, it has been told. So during 1990s, QCI was being set up. And in that point of time, they have written in the cabinet note, at some point of time, QCI will have all the accreditation bodies. So NABL will get merged with QCI at appropriate time. In 1996, that was the thing which is being written. And two societies got started. One is NABL as a society under Department of Science and Technology. Another one is Quality Council of India, set up at a separate society under DIPP. That time it was being called as DIPP, Department of Industrial Policy Promotion. Under QCI, they have told that there will be two boards set up separately. One is NBQP, that is about quality promotion and training. Both were being merged and it was being told as NRBT is the old name. And another board is for certification bodies, that is NABCB. So this is what it is functioning from those years. But in the year 2000, if you will see, NABL first as a accreditation body has got international equivalence. International equivalence is during that time in our region, Asia Pacific region, Asia Pacific Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation, APLAC, APLAC. Today it is being called as APAC. Those time it was being called as APLAC, Asia Pacific Laboratory Accreditation Corporation. So NABL got a mutual recognition arrangement with Asia Pacific Laboratory Accreditation Corporation. That was happened in year 2000, which means in Asia Pacific region, there are evaluators in another accreditation bodies. Like in India, NABL is there. In another country, for example, Australia, NATA is there. National Association for Testing Authorities. That's the name. In America, if you'll see, NAVLAP is there. These are all national accreditation bodies. In Japan, it is International Accreditation Japan, IA Japan. So different countries will have accreditation bodies, national accreditation bodies with them. Nowadays, there is national accreditation body as well as private accreditation bodies also, because different countries are allowing those kind of things. So having said that, in the year 2000, NABL got this mutual recognition arrangement with Asia Pacific Laboratory Accreditation Corporation. Now, internationally, I would like to tell, regional, if you will see in Asia Pacific region, APLAC is there. Same way in European accreditation is a regional cooperation. Like that, every area, for America, it is Inter-American Accreditation Corporation, IAAC. In African region, if you see, it is AFRAC, African Accreditation Corporation. Like that, different sectors were there. Put together, totally everybody in the globe is International Laboratory Accreditation Corporation, which is called as ILAC, ILAC. So all these regional corporations are members of ILAC. So what is the mechanism is, if a test report given by a laboratory in India, if it is accredited by NABL, that will be accepted in the Asia Pacific Laboratory Accreditation Corporation region in all Asia Pacific. Virtue of APLAC getting linked with ILAC, it is accepted worldwide. Tested once in India by accredited lab is accepted throughout the world, accepted everywhere. That is the slogan. Tested once, accepted everywhere. How that mechanism works is, NABL, National Accreditation Body in India for laboratories, and the other side is Asia Pacific Laboratory Accreditation Corporation for Asia Pacific region, and in the globe, International Laboratory Accreditation Corporation, ILAC. This is the mutual recognition arrangement which is there throughout the country for this sector. Similar to this, in the other side for certification bodies, where NABCB is there, NABCB has the mutual recognition arrangement with Pacific Accreditation Corporation, PAC. And the PAC is having a mutual recognition arrangement with IAF, International Accreditation Forum. Very recently in 2019 or so, PAC, Pacific Accreditation Corporation, and APLAC, Asia Pacific Laboratory Accreditation Corporation, come joined together, and there was a series of meeting, and afterwards these two got merged as APAC, Asia Pacific Accreditation Corporation. So these two umbrellas, they are operating separately under APLAC and ILAC. ILAC is for Laboratory Accreditation Corporation, IAF, International Accreditation Forum for certification bodies. These two are the things internationally which is working on. NABCB also is complying to ISO IEC 17011 standard. They also undergo peer evaluation by PAC, now APAC. And that peer evaluation, whatever it has been undergone, will give the equivalence between the countries. And so a certification body accredited by NABCB, the certificate given by them for an industry is accepted throughout the world. So these are all the two mechanisms in this particular chain. International Accreditation Forum is one side, International Laboratory Accreditation Corporation is another side. For these two, one is laboratory infrastructure, another one is certification body infrastructure. All these structures are being termed as conformity assessment bodies. Conformity assessment means somebody tells that it is pass or fail, right or wrong, presence, absence, all this particular declaration is what is being given. Conforms to something, not conforms to something. So these are all conformity statements. So conformity activity, whatever it is happening, for conformity assessment activity, accreditation body is the right organization for accrediting them, where the competency is being ensured. And the certification body or the test laboratory, they all check with respect to the specification and give it for a product, whether it is okay or not okay. So this is the particular chain. So during this particular chain, one set is regarding this accreditation, another set is according to National Metrology Institute, National Physical Laboratory, which is also following the same way. In our country, there is NMI, NPL. In Asia Pacific region, there is a program, APMP, Asia Pacific Metrology Program. So NPL also does the calibration, and then they check with another country's equivalents. Example, I told you time. They check with their time here as well as to the time of another country. And those two are being made equivalents. So they also have a systematic efforts like this. APMP is the structure there. Beyond that is BIPM, where in Paris, these things are being made. They are called as International Bureau for Weights and Measures. That is the another structure there. Here, the third structure about Bureau of Indian Standards, where standards are getting developed. So in our country, Bureau of Indian Standard, IS prepares the standard with the experts who are there in that particular field, and they bring out a common uniform thing to be followed by everyone. Same way internationally, ISO, International Organization for Standardization. But International Organization for Standardization, BIS also is a member to contribute that we all go through that particular route. So first we become a member of BIS in our country, we contribute to our country, and from there we will be nominated for international organization where we can contribute with our knowledge. So that's what you are reading out from my short profile or brief profile about the standards. So one standard is accreditation body, what we are following, that is ISO 17011. Another standards based on which we are giving accreditation. Now there is a testing laboratory, Ayurvedic laboratory or a pharma laboratory. They do their work in their lab. They get a sample, they do the testing, and then they give a result. This is the simplest form what it is being done. So this process is being checked. The standard used for this is ISO IEC 17025. So that's also one of the part what we are what you have read in my resume. So that particular standard is being followed. That standard tells what is a good practice, how it has to be done, what is the competency level of the person should be there, what test methods they should follow, where they need to get it calibrated. All these particular things are there in the standard. So the standard gives the information about the quality checks, how we are going to do it, and how we will be able to get a correct result. So this is the particular structure for that standard is concerned. That is how ISO IEC 17025 standard is there. Now there are different number of laboratories. Whether each laboratory, when we are comparing the results between laboratories, are they giving a correct result or not? For that, the another standard has come up, ISO IEC 17043. That standard talks about proficiency testing provider. PTP is what we tell. So what they do is they prepare a sample, and that sample they distribute to different laboratories, and then they get the results from them and then see whether the results given by them is right or wrong. That is the activity what the PT provider does. For preparing the material, which is homogeneous material and a stable material, which material can be given to the laboratories to check it. For that, there is a reference material is what we call it. So for reference material production also, we have an accreditation scheme where the standard is ISO 17034. So since I have got the exposure on all these particular standards, I'm doing a training on these standards. So in my resume, it was there about 17011, 17025, 17043, 17034, like this. This is the background towards that. Same way for certification body, the standard is 17021. Inspection body, for inspection, the standard is ISO 17020. For product certification, the standard is ISO 17065. So these standard numbers, all these things are there because of this conformity assessment, and each and everything follows a simple structural format where they tell management system requirement should be there, structural requirement should be there, general requirement should be there, process requirement should be there. So they make it as class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In that they make these things. So what is the scope of the standard? What is the normative reference, terms and definition, general requirements, structural requirements, resource requirements, process requirements, and management system requirements. So all the standards now they have aligned it to form a particular pattern. Depends on the subject, it gets changed. So having said this, coming back to NABL, NABL is granting accreditation to laboratories based on basic things, physics, chemistry, biology. So we started mechanical testing accreditation, chemical testing, biological testing, electrical testing, like this. So this for Ayurveda thing, it comes under chemical testing because it is a chemical test, basic chemistry. So chemical test is being done. Pharma is the group, or drugs and pharmaceuticals. Under that, Ayush also comes as a product there. What these particular things are being done. So for standard, it is Indian standard, that is Bureau of Indian Standard, BIS. And for metrological traceability, it is NPM. So with this particular structure, this is getting continued. The other side is about certification bodies where NABCB is given. In the year 2005, we started a program, that is QCI started a program about accreditation of hospitals. So hospitals has been checked, or their compliance, whether they are complying or not. Because already doctors are working onto that, where they are already been certified, they have the degrees qualification with them. So that program is individual developed in India for our own purpose, and that is running successfully because the acceptability of that is very wide acceptability. So a new board got created in 2005 by QCI, and that board is NABH, National Accreditation Board for Hospitals and Healthcare Providers. That is how that is running on. So this is the particular structure, what it is there. In 2017, as per the Cabinet Secretary note on 1996, NABL got merged with Quality Council of India, and now NABL is a constituent board of Quality Council of India. So Quality Council of India, the chairman is being appointed by Prime Minister, and then the Secretary General takes care of the secretariat, and each board has got its own chairman and CEO of the organization. And this is the structure of Quality Council of India, and this is how it runs. So for Quality Council of India, there is a governing board and there is a governing council. And there are certain members being defined for those things. So technically, independent boards are working, and the umbrella is Quality Council of India presently in India. India's structure is like this. International structure, different countries have got different kind of structures, how they will operate. But one national accreditation body, accreditation structure, if it is there, then it can be possible to get continued in those particular countries. So now, having said this, the importance of this, or what exactly it is being done down the level, or how it has to be accepted. Now, like for example, Ayurveda, number of new medicines or new combination formulations are coming up. So when these things are coming up, they need to do a validation, or they check whether it is right or wrong. So whatever that activities they are doing it, there need to be an independent mechanism to check. That independent mechanism, or that independent third party, is NABL, where we are doing an accreditation to these kind of laboratories to ensure that particular scope is being given an accreditation, telling that they are competent enough to develop it and test it and give a correct results. So that's how these particular schemes are working on, and it is getting continued. So today I thought of informing about this accreditation and this accreditation structure, so that the laboratories can get benefit locally as well as internationally. So with this, I will stop at this place. And if I will see that what is the level of, because it is, since it is webinar type, one-sided. So let me stop at this place, find out viewpoints from, the participants or any of you, understand where it is there and which directions, what else is to be told. Over to you, Sharma sir.
Very impressive, very impressive. Continuous, excellent flow with the content. Excellent, excellent, Ji. I would like
Thank
to
you,
request you, Venkateshwaran Ji, that we will conduct one webinar on NABL itself. Because it is my
Thank you, sir.
dream, it's my dream that every pharma, medical, Ayurvedic college, laboratory should have this accreditation from NABL. And in this mission, I am with you. We
Yes,
have
sir.
our 4,000 plus subscribers and 27 countries are associated with us, our
Okay, sir.
platform. So I will definitely conduct one webinar, particularly on NABL, that how
Yes,
to get it. And our message will be clear to all Ayurvedic colleges, because I am circulating YouTube link to all of them. So it will be excellent. Number second, can we get, means any society, any trust, industry may take, but small colleges, small Ayurvedic colleges can get this NABL for their UGC lab?
Yes, possible.
Is it expensive? Is it more expensive?
No. The fee structure is somewhere around 11,000 rupees is an application fee. The assessment fee is based on the actuals, depends on how much they wanted. If it is a smaller scope, the amount is 1 or 2 persons. Otherwise, it depends on the scope. So otherwise, for a minimum expenditure is concerned, application fee is around 11,000 rupees, and assessment fee will be somewhere around 20 or 25,000 rupees. And then accreditation fees is somewhere around another 20,000 or so. The motive is not for fees. The motive is to encourage the laboratories' quality and to develop them. And to the best of our knowledge, for so many years, what we are looking into, the cost what we are taking it, nobody has told that it is a costlier one. But if anything of that sort is there, we can offer free of cost also. That cost is not a real constraint, because if you will see throughout the world, NABL cost is the lowest, is what everybody says.
After passing my MD from Jamnagar, I started my career by establishing R&D and quality control for Emami. Emami was a cosmetic company, so a Ayurvedic division with excellent quality control and R&D facilities we established there. And now that seed is in a form of 5-storied, well-established R&D and quality control lab, including oral lab, cosmetology lab, trichology lab. Every lab we have there in R&D and quality control. So after retirement from Emami, I have joined professor and head RSBK in Mansarovar Global University, Bhopal. So now I am here to you. I would like to offer my services as assessor, and I would like to have training from you after having 33 years experience of laboratory and R&D. So I will be there for your services. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Ji.
Thank you, sir. Namaskar. It was a great pleasure to hear so confidently and so in a flow the whole of the knowledge which has been poured by Shri Venkateshwaran ji.
He is best trainer, sir.
Yes, I was listening his profile, so it was a thrilling one. The way you bit plani and everywhere. The one sentence which I liked most is once tested, accepted everywhere. This is it's a very small sentence. I was very keen to listen each and every word when I found that it is a must, and it is a character of a person once tested, taken as granted. So go the case with the. This is what I thought. I am a person of Swastivrit, Sadavritti, noble deeds, once tasted, taken for granted for rather generations together if the royal blood family is there. This is what our Sanatan Dharma and our Indian culture is. And when we are here in India and talking about the quality control or the status and accreditation of education products, our medicines, manufacturing, laboratories, and even the status of college and hospital, we should be honest enough for the production. Where we stand, our quality will be controlled. The person will rush to us, and we will not be in position to provide the space to everyone. That is one sentence which appealed to me like anything. Once tested, accepted everywhere, irrespective of the boundary of our country. And this is what the message is been given by your whole of the presentation. Of course, you touched every area that previously, because when I was studying in BHU, I do remember that it was DST. It was DST, and one of my friends, Dr. Arun Sachan, he approached the Department of Technology, Science and Technology, and got 1 lakh rupees from DST, from UP government, and from BHU, and went Frankfurt, Germany, and presented his paper on this chronic colitis with the rust property and all that. During his second year MD, he is my batchmate. They found that DST is a wholesale in charge of all the technological department and the science department, and we were also falling. The faculty of Ayurveda are also falling under the same head. Now this is what the development of last 40 years, and we have got different area. And now we are 9001 and 2001 and so many. And you covered Australia, UK, every country. So your presentation is incomplete, I think. Today's recipe is not completely fetch our hunger. So we would like to invite you, as Professor Pamshamai told, on 15th as per the schedule, and we are all organizing in the same manner that your message, because if we say NABL and NABH, everybody is not following, everybody is not knowing. Simple teachers, even say assistant professor, though they are knowing, but our doubt is that they are not following, because we are coming from so many remote areas. Every colleges are keep on opening on every new year. They are getting this permission. So they should be given a full-fledged knowledge by the visiting of our YouTube record. So your presentation will be wonderful in that sector and for those persons also. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Sir. Yes. Even Ayush Ministry have told that all the labs should go for enable accreditation. We did some 2-3 programs for them. We are going to continuously do the programs for them. But once I have come across this, we will certainly get involved, and we will do number of programs, because these are all quality awareness which needs to go everywhere. That's the idea.
Thank you, sir. Over to Point Sharma.
Thank you, sir. I would like to request Dr. Vandana Varanwalji.
Yeah, she is raising hand.
She is abroad and she has some question. Welcome, madam. Vandana ji, welcome.
Namaskar, sir. So actually, I practice in Plain City, Ohio. I have formed Ayurveda Association of Ohio also, and I'm alumni of BHU. And before moving here, I was professor in STM College of Ayurveda, Hassan. So here we get Ayurvedic formulations. We get it online shops, and some places have their shops placed in cities like New York. We have Kottakkal, USA, and we have Kerala Ayurveda, we have Atreya Herbs, and some others are not by their classical formulation name, but they have created on their proprietary names, like Harmony Healing and these kind of various businesses are offering Ayurveda products in USA. Some have US FDA compliance, some do not. I wanted to understand, is there in India or abroad, is there an agency that controls about the quality of the products that are Ayurveda products that are being sent out of India or being sold anywhere in the world?
are
Sorry,
mute.
you are on
Venkatesh.
mute.
Oh,
You are
sorry.
yeah.
Sorry for that. Because actually I did not touch that, but now I'll touch that since you have asked that. How this system works is country to country. There are two types. One is country to country, they are having called as bilateral agreements. Other system is arrangements where it is mutually accepted. When country to country specific bilateral agreements are there, our country thinks the other country will accept, other country thinks we will accept. That is one set. Another set is common things they will accept and rest of things they don't accept. In our country, with respect to exports of food products, there is Export Inspection Council. Now for medical products, again in our country, we have got Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, IPC. Same way in US, USP is there, US Pharmacopoeia. Now these are all the things where they are as a voluntary mechanism, they regulate inside the country. Like US FDA, what you told. Similarly, India also, we have our own food and drug administrators and the food controllers. Like
FSO.
so we all do it for our country and they do it for their country. Whenever the exports takes place, at that point of time, they look for the credibility of what it is there. If we are looking as an entire product as concerned or as a full medicine as concerned, then ISO 17065 is a product certification standard. If they are following that particular standard and accredited by NABCB for that, then they will accept it. This accreditation mechanism or conformity assessment schemes are, one is voluntary for quality purpose and second is based on the mutually arrangement between the countries. That is how that system works. Many products wise, yes, but in pharma's thing is concerned, because it is directly related with health, the regulation mechanism is directly from the governments, individual governments in that particular individual countries, and they regulate those particular things. And there are no common particular minimum program with all of them. If you see Europe, European pharmacopoeia, they do it something separately. US pharmacopoeia, because US pharmacopoeia and European pharmacopoeia are a little bit stronger comparing to other particular countries. India also has got a mechanism of IPC, where this India Pharmacopoeia Commission is also there, which are regulating in our country. As such, there is no mechanism whenever it is being sent, because once they tell our CDSUO clears it, then they take it out for the other country, where the other country accepts it as an Indian government or India giving a health certificate for that particular product. They call that as a health certificate, whichever it is going from our country to another country. Based on that, they agree upon. Those are all kind of arrangements and agreement between countries, what it is there.
So how I understand is, so far there is no agency or government body, private or government, to control or for the accreditation of the Ayurveda products, right?
No, I'll not tell for accreditation. Accreditation is a competency and voluntary system, which is a separate mechanism. For a product, what it is there within the country, our system of CDSUO and IPC, they are doing that particular work within the country. Likewise, every country will have their own regulatory mechanism. The regulatory mechanism is separate. Conformity assessment mechanism is separate. I'm only trying to tell you these two are two different things. We are into conformity assessment things, and I personally, I do not know about the regulatory mechanism fully.
Yeah, maybe I used the wrong word by saying accreditation. There is quality control.
Madam, I want to add here humbly. Number one, we were exporting to 78 countries approximately on behalf of Jhandu Imami. So absolutely, Mr. Venkateshwaran is right that there is no committee or something, body or federation or confederation, whatever we can say. But QCI, in association with IR class, has given 2 marks for us, AYUSH marks. AYUSH marks are, one is standard and one is premium. That 2 quality marks they have offered, and manufacturers are going for accreditation of their products as premium or normal AYUSH mark, standard AYUSH mark. Number one. This is unfortunate, absolutely, that on our parameters, these herbs are not being tested. They are like Robert Schaefer, he already means criticized well for Ayurveda metals, minerals. But for products, there is nobody. Number one, absolutely depending on the manufacturer of that particular state, and that comes under the FDA of that particular state, not India. No responsibility of India if that product is being made in name of Ayurveda with so minimum herbs, number one. But courses, other venue is courses. So many courses, lifestyle consultants, Panchkarma technicians, Panchkarma experts are being offered by small institute, one room institute in foreign. They have only one room and they have started 10 or 15 courses, 20 courses. For that, Rashtriya Ayurveda Vidyapith is appointed as nodal agency for international courses. So now their responsibility is to find out on behalf of Rashtriya Ayurveda Vidyapith, Dr. Vandana Siroha will guide us on 15th for that. But courses where no production cost, no quality control cost, no raw material cost, no packing material cost, no, no cost is involved, only the money for the papers. No teacher, no proper teacher. The courses should also be accredited properly, and that should be regulated by India, because this exclusive heritage is from India and India can control, but not the products. This is my humble submission.
So these are two things we are talking about. One is the product and one is the education. And my question was regarding to because the presentation was about the products and material. I just wanted to know, I'm not very knowledgeable about this matter, but since I started practicing in the country, looking for products that are reliable, have some seal or mark that we can use with confidence is lacking. And I just wanted to understand if it is under process, we are doing something about that, like Dr. Pavan sir acknowledged, the problem is there and it has been there since ever. So far, nothing has been done. So it is high time we should think about it. Thank you.
Madam Vandana ji raised a very important issue, and especially that to outside India. Because in India, we can convey the matter, we can convince the persons, we can convince the authorities, or can put forward our stand. We can, they can better convince, or we can have some sort of resolution out of that, some solution. But as far as the practicing outside country, especially in Ohio, yeah, she raised a very right question with the view that
this is AYUSH mark premium.
These are
AYUSH marks already launched by Government of India QCI in association with IRES IR class agency. 2 marks are there.
These are all voluntary
for India.
Yeah, these are all voluntary schemes. But what I understood from her was on a control where some regulatory kind of mechanism or somebody authentication should be there. That's what she was asking for. So generally, those particular things doesn't come as such unless and until government tells or makes it. For example, even NABL accreditation, whatever we are giving, it is all voluntary. So voluntary schemes are for only improvement of quality in that. If regulator tells it is mandatory, then that if it is being followed, it is a rule. Like for example, there is a traffic signal. So the rule is that you cannot cross when the signal is red. So that's a rule made by the government. So a regulator who makes that as a government norms, if that is being followed, then it becomes a control mechanism or a check. to make a control mechanism. For example, there is a quality control orders which is being issued by Department of Internal Trade. For trading purposes, they issue it. For example, toys. Because for Ayush product you are asking, so I'm not able to tell you for Ayush product, but I'm telling you an equivalent thing how it works. There is a toys. Toys when we need to manufacture, it should not harm the child which is using the toys. So there is a quality control order. The order tells that whatever you are manufacturing for the toys, it should be tested from a NABL accredited laboratory. And the results what it is been coming should pass. So the test method or the standard what you have to prepare a toy, there is a test method where IS standard number is there. They will have to follow that, and then they'll have to prepare the toy, and that has to be tested from NABL accredited lab. And if it is passing, then yes, you can give it in the market. In another way, if you will see for many kind of products like water and all, ISI mark should be there. So that's what he was telling, Ayush mark. When governmented regulated marks are not there, the next best course of thing is voluntary standards. So ISI mark things are coming up. Even in medical, medical is a fully regulated sector. CDSCO is there, and the drug controller is there, where they are controlling the full particular things. The mechanism exists, but it is not a mechanism where it is kind of open thing where we need to know that this and this and then how what we are doing it. In some sector, yes, it is being known, it is being made, publicized and all. You cannot manufacture a cylinder, a gas cylinder in India. I mean, you can, but it has to follow certain norms. If it is passing, then only you can release that. So for essential items, for health safety related items, it is there. For Ayush also, definitely it is there. I am not able to tell you because your question is very specific question and it tells about checks or controls. And that means it is mandatory. This particular things, whatever we are talking is about voluntary schemes. Voluntary is for improvement of quality. Mandatory thing is as a law. Law is available in our country for our country. If it has to be exported, we are ready. The other country, if they accept it, it gets exported. It's like.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, sir. You explained it very well. And I see that the answer is about, question is specific and about Ayurvedic products. And when we are talking about the Ayurvedic products, when we are sending it to other country, it is not just about the quality of the products, it's safety. Here, people are also concerned about whether it is organic, the cultivation, it is fair trade, sustainable cultivation. I mean, there are so many things the conscious users want to know before they purchase that product. So is there any voluntary or government organization working on those things? Everybody talks that Ayush sector have potential of billions dollars and zillions dollars, but nobody in India, I see, I do not want to make a comment that nothing is being done. A lot has been done under this government, but still, this is the field that really needs a heads up. Thank you.
Noted, ma'am.
Thank you, both of you. Thank you. Really right question. Agnihotri sir. We have Mahesh Sharma ji. Dr. Mahesh Sharma ji was licensing authority for Rajasthan in Ayurveda for Ayurvedic products. If he is convenient, I would like to request Dr. Mahesh Sharma ji. Mahesh Sharma sir, आप convenient हैं? नहीं, मेरे हिसाब से नहीं.
So what
Anybody want to add? Yes, sir.
What I want to say that in between the discussion between Dr. Vandana ji and Venkatesha sir, I found that the whole journey or the whole discussion is based on right from voluntary to mandatory. We have to consider ourselves that things which are voluntary, if not working properly and not maintaining the quality, we can wait for the process of mandatory as a rule or act
No, it is a rule, sir. It is absolutely a rule by drug control.
in India, sir, in India. Our
Everywhere.
problem was,
In America, it is all more strict.
so because she is outside, she is there in Ohio and practicing. So for her interest, field of interest is that how she can proceed without having any sort of shortcomings and all that. That is important. I think Dr. Venkatesh sir might have
Yes,
say
please,
something.
Venkateswaran, you want
Yes,
to say something?
Just I got an update that Ministry of AYUSH is doing that regulatory work, is what I got to know.
Great, great news. Great news.
Because ma'am, you can now, because Department of AYUSH, now there is a AYUSH Ministry. They are doing
We
it.
stay hopeful, sir. We stay hopeful. It is doing work. That is a good news. When we will get to see the result, because the time is now. If it happens, it needs to happen now.
Yes, agreed.
Thank
अगले
you.
और कृष्ण.
So,
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am. आप कुछ कहना चाहते हैं?
no, I also wanted to check, just ask, like you mentioned, regulatory work is under progress or it is happening now. So what is going on? How we can get an update? What is going on? We also have platforms where people want to know in the Ayurveda industry here, what is happening? What is being done for this? So if we have to share an update that it is not there, like you mentioned, medical sector is organized and very well controlled. Regulations are there. The same way Ayurveda is still not there. And
Yes.
when we say Ayurveda, there are so many things. It is about hospitals. It is about, the industry, education, all these aspects are there. Training. So we are absolutely, we are doing all these things. But what is the update? How we can get the update? What are the concerned people whom we can connect to and know these updates?
To me, what I do is, I just go to Department of AYUSH website and then find out what exactly I wanted it. Then I try to connect. But what you told is a correct point. Now, actually, today there was a World Accreditation Day when we were celebrating in Delhi. There was a topic regarding exports for normal products. There was FIEO. FIEO told us the same question what you were asking. They were asking about a general for commodities to goods to get exported and coming. So they told they are having their update and they have developed in their website and they take all that particular information from the importing country and then they display. That was a new information to me as well when today I attended it. But now what you told is the right thing. We will work out with the ministry so that all the particular things are coming at one place so that anybody can look into for updation is concerned. The point is well taken. And certainly for each and every area, it is possible for us to do it. If NABL can do it, we will try to do it for at least our own sectors so that whoever are the users, they will be knowledgeable or updated on that particular field. It needs to be done. It will be done. In one or other form, it will come because I am touched with the ministry, AYUSH ministry also. The secretary also was very, very keen and things are getting progressed, but they are expediting it. Soon you will come to know about the benefits or the positivity on that side.
Okay, thank you, sir. So we are
Thank
conducting a conference. In America, we have formed National Consortium of Ayurveda Medicine and 4 national level organizations, 11 state level organizations. We have come together and we are conducting a conference in Orlando in October 27, 28, 29. So I am the co-chair for the pre and post conference workshops. So if I get any link to look up at or a person to connect with, I would like to invite someone who is expert on this matter to have a presentation. Just after attending this webinar, it has come to my mind that if something is being done, it would be very helpful. So if you can share, I can share my email or you can share it with
Yes.
Dr. Pavan Kumar, that would be nice.
Yes, sure, ma'am. We will be in touch with him and we'll update him on that.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
both of. Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
very much, sir.
I think both the
Namaste.
guys have given a lot of inputs to our webinar, and very naturally it's a common customer that you please both of you put your details in chat box or the Dr. Professor Pawan Sharma's WhatsApp number, so that it will be always available as and when it will be required. So thank you so much for the discussion and for making some solution of the query. Well, thank you. I think Professor Adani Professor Lakshman Dwivedi is also with us, and if not at college level, he has been there in IMPCL for the purpose of quality control and with a special reference to the production. So, and he times and again he informed and mentioned so many times when two products were like that, which were they not getting proper status as per the formula mentioned there. So he made some way out for the quality of particular ingredient and got the better result. So I very humbly invite Professor Adaniya Professor Lakshman Dwivedi ji to share some of the his experiences as well as this accreditation day in terms of college education, in terms of product, how he has been having the experiences of his life in this connection. Please, most welcome. Namaskar, sir.
सर नमस्कार, शुभ रात्रि। आप मुझे कहने के लिए बाध्य कर रहे हैं, किंतु मेरा थोड़ा सा उल्टा मामला है जो आपने
उतना कहिए जितना कि हजम हो जाए।
नहीं सर, एक्चुअल में क्या है कि हम प्रयास तो बहुत करते हैं, मोरल हमारा अच्छा होना चाहिए। वॉलंटरली शब्द का मतलब तो यही है कि हम पहले ये नौबत ही क्यों आवे जो धोखाधड़ी हो, किंतु फिर भी हम स्वभाव से ऐसे हैं जो सब मैंडेटरी करना पड़े। तो सब नेशन में सारी स्थिति जो है वो मोरल पे और वॉलंटरली ही है, और जितना कानून बनेगा बड़ा आसान है कानून बनाना, किंतु रेगुलेटरी एस्पेक्ट में स्टेट गवर्नमेंट लेवल पे जो कमजोरी है इंडिया में तो है ही, बाहर के लिए तो मैं नहीं कह सकता, बाहर तो और भी ज्यादा है, जहाँ आयुर्वेद वाले है ही नहीं वहां जाके आयुर्वेद की दवा बिकेगी और वो दवा के नाम से नहीं बिक के फूड के नाम से जाए या कुछ और हो। तो सारी समस्या तो वर्ल्ड में उस तरह से है जिसको हम लोग ड्रग की डेफिनेशन में ले रहे हैं। अगली बार खाद्य सुरक्षा में वो सब औषधियां और ग्रंथ आ जाएंगे तो फिर औषधि रहेगी क्या, ये भी विचारना चाहिए कि सब सेफ्रॉन है कब मसाला है, कब वो ड्रग है, और शहद है वो कब फूड है, और कब वो औषधि है। तो बड़ी पतली सी लाइन है बीच में, और इसके लिए डिफाइन करना बड़ा मुश्किल है। और मैंने तो फिर पहले भी बोला और आज भी बोलूंगा कि सब आहार है वही पथ्य है वही चिकित्सा है। तो हम लोग थानेदारी में बांटते हैं डेफिनेशन को और विषय को ऐसा जटिल बना देते हैं कि लेमैन के समझ में बिल्कुल नहीं है। बाकी वास्तव में तो मोरल से है, और जहाँ पर आर्थिक अर्थव्यवस्था की बात है, फॉरेन करेंसी आने की बात है, उसके लिए सभी लोग प्रयासरत हैं, उसके लिए मैं सबको धन्यवाद देता हूँ। किंतु मूल में तो मोरल की बात है, इतना ही मैं कहूंगा। बाकी जो अनुभव है या जो मैं शेयर करूं वो इस मंच पे कहना ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं रहेगा। कितना सा है, बसंत कुसुमाकर को जरा देख लें, फॉर्मुलेशन में वो चीज है नहीं, और सारी दुनिया भर के सिस्टम और सारा होते हुए भी उसमें वो रिपोर्ट हो रहा है। तो ये बड़ा आश्चर्यजनक लगेगा। मैं तो 10-20 साल से इसको देख रहा हूँ, और जहाँ रूट में गड़बड़ हुई है वहीं से हर आदमी उसको कॉपी करके साइन करके देता है, इतना मैं बोल सकता हूँ। तो एक प्रोडक्ट में जब ऐसा है तो फिर सब में ऐसा संभव है। नियम कानून कितना भी बना दो, थानेदार बिठा दो, किंतु अंदर क्या होगा उसके लिए भगवान मालिक है। हर आदमी पैसे के लिए पेट के लिए करता है। इसलिए मुझे ज्यादा कुछ कहना नहीं है। धन्यवाद, आपने मौका दिया।
सही बात, आपने बहुत
क्षमा चाहूंगा सर।
मुझे याद आ गया, आपने वही बात, सर बुला रहा हूँ आपको, आपने वही बात कह दी, मैं भूल रहा था कि बसंत कुसुमाकर रस में बसंत स्वर्ण है कि नहीं है, वो वाली बात आ गई।
स्वर्ण की बात नहीं, स्वर्ण की बात नहीं है, उसमें नाग है, और ऐसे में रिपोर्ट में जिंक आ रहा है। तो ये प्रोसेसिंग में कैसे नाग से जिंक बन जाता है, कोई बोलेगा?
जी जी,
जानते सब है, किंतु क्या है साइंटिफिक इस बैनर में आकर के कुछ इस तरह की बात बोलना अच्छा नहीं है। इसलिए मैं क्षमा चाहता हूँ। आप चाहे इसको हटा सकते हैं रिकॉर्डिंग।
अगर ये अशुद्धि है तो इसको नोटिस का संज्ञान लेना चाहिए। मैं तो इतनी कहता हूँ, हमारा शास्त्रोक्त अगर नाग है तो जिंक पहुंचती, मतलब जिंक अपनी जगह हमारे बॉडी के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है। यूकोविट कैप्सूल आ रहा है मॉडर्न मेडिसिन वाले विटामिन के साथ में
सर,
रखते
ये
हैं।
जीटीपी प्रोजेक्ट में रिसर्च है और सेफ्टी प्रोफाइल में रिपोर्टेड है टेस्टिंग होने के बाद, तो किस लेवल पे हम लोग इस तरह की बात कर रहे हैं?
कंप्रोमाइज कर लेते हैं जी।
ये मुझे दुख है।
जी,
मतलब
चलिए आपने
रॉबर्ट सेफर के बाद में ये प्रूव करने के लिए कि हमारा प्रोडक्ट सेफ है, उस ऐसे में हर बार ये आ कैसे रहा है? कोई पूछने वाला है क्या? वैसे ही कुछ लेवल पे प्रोप्राइटरी प्रोडक्ट में ड्रग थेरेप्यूटिक डोज से भी कम है 100 ml में, तो वो दवा काम कैसे कर रही है? इसका मतलब हम फॉर्मूला छिपा रहे कोको कोला की तरह। तो सब नियम कानून कुछ भी बना दो और लेवल पे आप ड्रग अथॉरिटी कुछ पास करती है, उसको हम मान लेते हैं प्रामाणिक मान के, तो ह्यूमन जो एरर है वो रहेंगे। और इसमें एक उदाहरण दे रहा हूँ, बाकी ढूंढेंगे तो बहुत मिलेंगे सब, ड्रग अथॉरिटी तो जानते हैं सब।
तो मैं समझ रहा हूँ शायद प्रोडक्ट जो मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हैं उनको कोई या तो किसी प्रकार की बचत हो रही हुई, कुछ हो रही होगी, उनसे कोई कुछ कहता नहीं है। गवर्नमेंट ये सोचती है हमारा काम चल रहा है, यूजर अपना कंज्यूमर जो अपना खर्च कर ही रहे हैं, तो शायद अभी तक इस चीज को इतना संज्ञान नहीं लिया गया। आदरणीय वेंकटेश्वर सर इज रेजिंग हिज हैंड, आई थिंक ही इज टू ऐड समथिंग। यस प्लीज।
क्योंकि वो लेटेस्ट अपडेट जो मिला मेरा कॉलीग
अच्छा।
से, ये है आयुष एक्सिल करके है, आयुष एक्सपोर्ट प्रमोशन काउंसिल। ये अप्रैल 2022 में पीएम ने स्टार्ट किया है। आयुष मिनिस्ट्री और कॉमर्स मिनिस्ट्री दोनों मिलके they are aiming to oversee exports of products of Ayurveda, homeopathy, Siddha, Sova, Rigpa, Unani systems and address trade issues pertaining to these sectors. ये है आयुष एक्सिल, AYUSHEXCIL.in, ये उनका वेबसाइट है। They are getting mandated and वो स्टार्ट हुआ है। मैडम के लिए आई थिंक जस्ट आई गॉट द अपडेट।
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू मैडम। सर आप म्यूट में है सर।
बताया कि अप्रैल 2022,
हाँ सर, उसी समय में स्टार्ट हुआ है।
इसको अपडेट होने में भी 1 साल हो गया है। आप ये तो देखिए।
नहीं मेरे को पता नहीं था, मैंने कोलिग से पूछा था, उन्होंने बताया था। मैंने
नहीं ठीक है, it might be in action, I think, जब when it is drafted in April 22 last year, it completed one year complete, इसके actions आने लगे होंगे। Thank you so much for this updation, and I think we will definitely benefit out of this information.
Thank you, sir.
As far as the group discussion, yes, thank you. As far as the group discussion is concerned, we are left with only a few persons. Either Dr. Vimal Arora ji is very much with us, and if he would like to add on something, we invite him. Dr. Vimal Arora sir, namaskar.
जी नमस्कार सर।
हाँ नमस्कार जी।
नमस्कार सर।
यस नमस्कार जी, नमस्कार जी। सर कुछ आप बताना चाहेंगे आज के हमारे इस वेबिनार में?
मुझे सर कुछ बोलना है क्या सर?
हाँ बोलिए आप।
मुझे कुछ बोलना है सर क्या?
हाँ आप बोलिए। आप आज की वेबिनार के टॉपिक पर। जी
आज जैसा कि स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन के ऊपर एक गंभीर चर्चा हुई है, लेकिन जैसे कि मैं रसशास्त्र और उसी का ही कॉलेज में, तो ये जो स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन का जो मैटर है, ये ऐसा आता है कि आयुर्वेदिक जो फॉर्मुलेशंस है उनका बहुत ही है, और हमें आयुर्वेदिक फॉर्मुलेशन लिए अपने निजी तौर पर अत्यंत नैतिक जो पहलू है उन पर टिके रहना जरूरी होता है। जैसे कि अभी चर्चा में आया कि नाग डाला हुआ और जिंक आ गया, तो इससे हमें और ज्यादा स्टडी करने की आवश्यकता है कि ऐसा प्रोसेसिंग में कहाँ पर ऐसा हो रहा है, या हमने जो भावना द्रव्य लिए हैं वहां से कुछ एडिशन हो रहा है, या हमें किन किन पहलुओं पर हमें और गंभीरता से चर्चा करनी है। क्योंकि आज 21वीं सदी को वैज्ञानिक तथ्यों के ऊपर जो बात करते हैं उसमें ये अत्यंत गंभीर विषय है कि हम जो पेशेंट को डोजेज फॉर्म दे रहे हैं उसके अंदर मेडिसिन की जो परसेंटेज है, मेडिसिन की जो क्वालिटी है, वो सारी की सारी, चाहे वो कोई भी ब्रांड हो, सभी में एक जैसी होनी चाहिए। इफ दे आर यूजिंग द सेम डोजेज फॉर्म एंड डोज सेम ब्रांड नेम, जैसे कि स्वर्ण मकर ध्वज है या अभ्रक भस्म शतपुटी है, हमें अगर उसको यूज करना है तो हमें उसका जो स्टैंडर्ड्स है वो वर्ल्ड की किसी भी लेबोरेटरी में एक जैसा आना चाहिए। हमें उसमें कभी भी इधर उधर नहीं सोचना चाहिए। हमें ऐसा फुल प्रूफ स्टैंडर्ड फिक्स करने चाहिए और इसके लिए हमें नैतिक रूप से, हम एक बहुत ही छोटे इंसान है, शास्त्र एक ग्लोबल विज्ञान है, उसके लिए हम अपने को हम कितना नैतिक रूप से एथिकली हम उसमें अपना काम करें। और जैसा कि इस विषय पर चर्चा में आया कि लोग अपना पेट पालने के लिए सर्टिफिकेशन देते हैं और ट्रेड को आगे बढ़ाते हैं, बट में अगर एसिटामिनोफेन डला हुआ है किसी टैबलेट में और वो कहते हैं कि 500 मिलीग्राम पर टैबलेट है, देन दे कैन अचीव द क्वांटिटी फ्रॉम एनी लैब ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। उनका ये स्टैंडर्ड फिक्स होता है, बट हमारे जो प्रोजेक्ट फॉर्म्स है उसमें हमें भी जो भी हम स्टैंडर्ड फिक्स करें वो भी वर्ल्ड वाइड एक जैसा होना चाहिए। उसके लिए स्टैंडर्ड को फिक्स करना, और मैं यही कह रहा हूँ कि हम जब कोई मेडिसिन बनाते हैं तो हम उसमें रॉ मटेरियल डालते हैं, रॉ मटेरियल मार्केट से परचेज क्या होती है, ये हो, चाहे वो एक झुमरी तलैया में एक फार्मेसी हो और चाहे वो कलकत्ता की फार्मेसी हो, कहीं की भी फार्मेसी हो, वो अगर स्टैंडर्ड फिक्स करके बनाएगी तो सबका स्टैंडर्ड एक जैसा होना चाहिए। ऐसी मेरी अपेक्षा है कि भगवान ऐसा करे, धरती भगवान ऐसा करे कि हम आगे एक बहुत उच्च क्वालिटी की मेडिसिन को सोसाइटी को दे सके, जिसकी जो बायो अवेलेबिलिटी है वो सभी डोजेज फॉर्म में एक सी हो, उसकी एफिकेसी हो, मेडिसिन जो इफेक्ट्स हो वो बिल्कुल एक जैसे हो। हम इस लेवल पर कैसे काम करें, इसके लिए विद्वतजन, जैसे कि पिछले साल पीएम ने जो काउंसिल बनाई है कि हम ट्रेड को प्रमोशन कर रहे हैं अदर वर्ल्ड में, उसके लिए हमें अपने को सुधारने की बहुत ज्यादा आवश्यकता है। इतना मुझे कहना पड़ रहा है। इसलिए बहुत ऐसा विषय है इस पर बहुत ज्यादा, आज ही मैं अपने बच्चों को पढ़ा रहा था कि मेटेलिक ड्रग्स टॉक्सिसिटी प्रोड्यूस करते हैं कि नहीं करते, ये एक विषय, इस पर हम लोग घंटों चर्चा कर सकते हैं। लेकिन अरब कंट्रीज में अभी एक इंडिया का सबसे बेस्ट सैंडविच उन्होंने खिलाया है, उसकी 1.5-2 लाख रुपए उसकी कीमत थी, जिस पर वो स्वर्ण का जो वर्क है वो उस पर लगाकर वो उसको खिला रहे। तो सोना वो खिला रहे, हम लोग सोने का वर्क जो अरेबियन कंट्रीज में यूज होता है तो हम लोग स्वर्ण की भस्म देते हैं। स्वर्ण को जो एथिकली में बताया गया कि कैसे प्यूरिफिकेशन करना है, कैसे उसका भस्मीकरण करना है, और उसका जो भी भस्म का जो ऑक्साइड फॉर्म हमारे सामने आता है उसको हम एक पर्टिकुलर डोज में देते हैं। उसकी डोज लगभग 15 से 35 मिलीग्राम पर डोज हम अगर दें तो बॉडी पर उसका पॉजिटिव इफेक्ट्स आते हैं। बहुत से विषय हैं, लेकिन अदर जो वर्ड है वो यही कहता है कि इनमें तो मरकरी दे रहे हैं, नाक दे रहे हैं, वंग दे रहे हैं, ये तो टिपिकल किडनी को फेलियर कर देंगे। बट हमारे ज्ञान में ऐसा कभी नहीं आया कि कोई हैवी मेटल्स ने किसी की किडनी को खराब किया हो। एक बस हमें यही प्रिकॉशन लेना है कि वो मेडिसिन एथिकली स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ, वो ठीक से बनाई गई कि नहीं बनाई गई, उसका प्यूरिफिकेशन ठीक से हुआ है। अगर प्यूरिफिकेशन और नेचुरोलॉजी से बना है तो उसका कभी भी साइड इफेक्ट्स नहीं आते। मुझे इतना
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
सारा का सारा टॉपिक आपके समक्ष है। आप लोग बहुत विद्वान हैं और विषय पर रोज चर्चा कर रहे हैं। हम तो बहुत छोटे आपसे में हम आपसे सीखने को मिल रहा है, बट एक मैं स्टूडेंट हूँ तो मुझे जरूर लगता है कि हम अपने विज्ञान को धरातल पर हम
नहीं, बिल्कुल ठीक बोले आप। हम लोग तो क्वालिटी कंट्रोल लैब की बात कर रहे हैं और वेंकटेश्वरन जी उस लैब को टेस्ट करने की बात कर रहे हैं। यदि लैब सही होगी तो टेस्टिंग सही होगी, यदि लैब सही नहीं होगी तो टेस्टिंग भी सही नहीं होगी
सर।
तो वेंकटेश्वरन जी उसके
सर
पहले
के स्टैंडर्ड तो हमें ही फिक्स करने पड़ेंगे सर, क्या करना है कैसे करना है।
बिल्कुल 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 बहुत अच्छा था अग्निहोत्री सर।
तो आज की सारी चर्चाएं आ गई हैं और हमारे सभी विद्वानों ने अपने विचार रखे और ये कभी न खत्म होने वाली चर्चा है। सच तो बात तो ये है, क्योंकि अगर प्रोफेसर द्विवेदी ने कहा और मेरी बात को आगे बढ़ा दिया कि हम अगर मॉरली साउंड है, हम अपनी ऑनेस्टी से काम करते हैं, कतिपय केवल लाभ के दृष्टिकोण से नहीं करते, कॉमर्शियल स्टेटस से ऊपर चले जाते हैं। बहुत पहले सत्य साईं बाबा ने कहा है कि एजुकेशन विदाउट कैरेक्टर एंड साइंस विदाउट ह्यूमैनिटी एंड कॉमर्स विदाउट मॉरलिटी आर यूजलेस एंड डेंजरस। तो इस लाइन पर हम बात करते हैं, प्रशांत निलियम के सत्य साईं बाबा जी ने कहा था। तो अगर ये फॉलो करते हैं तो थोड़ा सा मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रॉफिट को दूर करके, लेकिन मार्केट में शायद मॉरलिटी चल नहीं पाती है। और एक बात जो उन्होंने कही कि इसमें और ज्यादा रिसर्च करने के बाद तो ये तय बात है कौन से भावना द्रव्य से जो नाग की उपस्थिति दर्ज हो रही है और जिंक की, नाग की जगह जिंक की उपस्थिति दर्ज हो रही है और नाग अगर हमने ऐसा मिलाया नहीं है तो ये चीज नोटिस में आ चुकी है, तो इस पर चिंतान्वेषण की है तो और फर्दर एमडी स्कॉलर्स पीएचडी स्कॉलर्स तो काम करें। तो आई डू होप दैट दे कैन गेट सम ब्रेक थ्रू दैट वेयर दिस इज टेकिंग प्लेस, इन दैट वे वी कैन गेट सम रेमेडी एंड वी कैन सेव अवर प्रोडक्ट। हमारा वैद्य चिंतामणि रस या हमारा जो बसंत कुसुमा का रस है, इनके नाम बिकते हैं, इनके नाम बिकते हैं, दे हैव गॉट देयर वैल्यू।
सर मैं धन्यवाद देके थोड़ा जाना चाहता हूँ एक्चुअली।
Yes, sir. We are closing. We are just closing. So over to Pawan
Thank you,
Sharma ji for making the official formal closer. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
all
Thank
the.
you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Venkateshwaran ji, now I am also a soldier in your command army. Don't worry.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank
So
you so much, sir.
we will conduct NABL accreditation webinar.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Vandana ji, thank you. Thank you, Agnotri sir.
Thank you.
Dwivedi sir.
Thank you to all the
शुभरात्रि सर,
speakers and
शुभरात्रि।
all. शुभरात्रि।
मेरा
नमस्कार।
वीडियो क्यों ऑन नहीं हो रहा है मैं नहीं समझ पा रहा हूँ। थैंक यू सर। गुड नाइट।